From the Weather Channel, this is Weather Center.
But we are watching a tropical storm Katrina as it moves through the Bahamas and eventually expected to head for southern Florida. The big story with this system, heavy flooding rain.
That's right, Kristina. The Florida Keys should get ready for more scenes like this as tropical storm Katrina is headed your way. We'll update you on the path of the storm next on Weather Center.
Well, thanks for joining us here on Weather Center. I'm Kristina Abernathy.
And I'm Kevin Robinson. If you live along the east coast of South Florida, Katrina is headed your way.
Tropical Storm Katrina was named this morning, and residents should pay close attention to the forecast for the storm.
That's right. Here is the very latest with Tropical Storm Katrina at this hour. Pressure is down and winds are up slightly. Pressure has dropped 3 millibars since the 11 o'clock update, and winds have increased only 5 miles per hour. Right now, that makes Katrina a tropical storm. It's about 30 miles east-northeast of Nassau, but let's not really focus so as much on the center right now because of the circulation. There could be a wide swath of very heavy rainfall across South Florida. More on that coming up here in just a second. We do have, though, in the anticipation that Katrina could reach minimal hurricane status, hurricane watches up from Vero Beach to Florida City. And then, of course, we do have tropical storm advisories up. Warnings from Vero Beach to Florida City. Tropical storm watches up from Florida City to the 7 Mile Bridge. And, of course, the central and northwestern Bahamas all under tropical storm warnings at this hour. So where is Katrina headed in coming days? Well, you see our forecasted cone there in yellow. Right now, it would appear as either a very late Thursday night or early Friday morning landfall with Katrina across the southeast coast of Florida. Then the projected movement should take it across the peninsula of Florida and possibly emerge it somewhere back in the Gulf of Mexico, but that's where things become even more uncertain, and that's why our cone widens there. But nonetheless, if you're in South Florida, anywhere in the southeast, you want to have a very close eye tuned in here on the Weather Channel because, again, Katrina could bring some devastating rains to some areas, so stay tuned. Kristina?
Where we have some showers and storms and looking for more to develop with this front in the northern plains. Later on, even severe weather potential. Right now, most of the rain is in Kansas, and we could see storms basically anywhere that we have shaded in orange and other areas later on this evening. Temperatures right now, 75 in Chicago, 72 in Minneapolis. Not feeling too bad out there. But tonight, we see that red on the map, and that means the threat of severe storms from Fargo down toward Rapid City. Omaha and Kansas City could also see scattered thunderstorms. All of this sort of moving eastward for Thursday, and we will see that again, Kansas City, St. Louis, not at least in the afternoon in Chicago and Minneapolis, maybe a little later on we'll see some of that. 77 the high in Chicago, 81 in Minneapolis. Now here's Kevin with a look to the south.
Thanks, Kristina, and that's where we run into problems here across the southeast. We have that old stationary front draped across the region. That's one reason why we have thunderstorms developing. But we're also going to be watching increasing moisture levels in coming days with our tropical storm over the Bahamas. Here's a visible satellite image. And again, here in the last few frames, I guess there's some good news out there that Katrina is looking a little less organized, should we say. But here's a look across the rest of the southeast. You can see the bright white cloud tops beginning to develop. Those are our thunderstorms beginning to develop this afternoon. Let's first take you in for good measure into South Florida. We do have some afternoon and evening storms developing across southern tip of Florida at this hour. And then this larger area of moisture here is the outermost circulation with Katrina at this time. Let's continue to have a look at the rest of the southeast. We got big-time storms developing around Charleston, and we have some storms developing just west of the Vicksburg area in Mississippi across northeast Louisiana. Here we are along Interstate 26. Torrential downpour sinking south, so if you're in Edisto Beach here, maybe just to the southwest of Charleston, well, certainly keep an eye off to the north. There's some nasty storms sinking your way. It's 91 now in Birmingham. The clouds just now beginning to burn off around the Atlanta area. That's why we're at 79. But we're the exception. Everyone else is up near 100, and at least in Texas they are. And it feels like 104 in the Metroplex, feels like 102 at this hour in Houston. So for the afternoon and into the evening hours, here's your 9 o'clock weather. Expect scattered storms across much of the south. Of course, we'll keep some scattered storms across Florida. Look at Dallas at 91. What about your forecast for Thursday? Another hot one in the Metroplex as temperatures soar past the 100 mark. Again, 101, 98 in San Antonio. 92 Orlando and Miami, and of course we'll be keeping an eye for those showers and downpours across central Florida. And here's your Friday forecast. Another day of temperatures above the century mark in Dallas at 101, 89 in Memphis with some scattered storms, and we'll also be watching Katrina, as by then she should be moving into the southern tip of Florida. Across the west there's a cool front, and well, that cool front not offering much in the way of cooling relief, at least for the fire areas as of right now. Rafting concerns continue in Curry County, Oregon, as some rafting trips have been put on hold due to the low water levels in the extreme heat and fire dangers across sections of the Pacific Northwest. Here's that front that I was mentioning, bringing some cooler weather across the Big Sky country. And look at the curl of low pressure up here. That's right, could see some storminess this afternoon across southern Wyoming and eastern Montana. A little bit of shower activity out there in Montana now, and the monsoon's ready to get busy across southwest sections of Arizona and New Mexico. It's 94 in Vegas, 93 at this hour in Phoenix. Look at this, only in the 60s across much of Montana. Here's your Wednesday evening forecast. Well, looking like a cool one around San Francisco. Take a jacket out. 57, 78 in Reno. And then for your Thursday, looking like another very hot one in the interior regions with an offshore flow. Temperatures could soar into the 90s around Portland, hanging on to 105 in Phoenix. Let's have a look at the rest of your forecast across the west as we see the threat for afternoon and evening storms around Denver. Local on the 8's next.